So I'm not certain, Josh, but I think we just spoke for about 3 minutes without actually being on.
Wait, did we?
I think we did.
Nice.
All right, first chest is the
Fighter
Fisher
Shield.
Price. Yeah, the Fisher Price shield.
They'll have a vanilla start here with Fighter Sword and Fighter Shield.
Yep. Oh, Crystal 6 at Tower of Hera, Crystal 7 at Eastern Palace, and I did not see, but also a crystal at Desert. So we have all 3 crystals in the light world today. And that could be very, very significant when it comes to completing Dark World dungeons. And both our players are essentially in sync here as they pick up 300 rupees from the first chest here, and Mike the V picks up a bomb. Both of those are significant for early routing in this game.
Yeah, it's really nice to get that 300 rupees right there. A lot of times early game can be pretty dry on rupees, which can lead you to farming or having to do slow things. So,
oh wow,
really nice.
ChristosOwen going right.
Yeah, this is common randomizer, or more common in randomizer, because these guards over here on the right can sometimes get more in your way, which is actually nice in randomizer because you can kill them more easily.
So both of our runners have a bomb, which means that they will not be needing to farm for one here, and they'll still be able to get the 3 items in the escape sewers. And wow, the sync, they're very, very close here. Of course, I mean, it's escape, and they're both really, really good. So
yeah, both of these runners have gotten down to really good no major glitch speedrun times. And that requires getting your movement and your room execution really, really good.
And in a standard speed run, or a standard run of Randomizer, excuse me, it will be very similar to the no major glitches, because at least in a standard version, you're guaranteed to get the fighter sword. So at a bare minimum, you'll be doing the NMG escape. Both of them coming up on the ball and chain guard here. Christo's taking a hit, gets the big key. Hashtag things in Zelda's chest. Today, it's the mushroom.
That's an interesting item.
Yeah, bro, I heard you like fetch quests.
Usually it's better to combo it with something else.
You mean you talk about it in the routing?
Yeah, in the routing, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times we see our runners combo it with Zora, Catfish, etc.
Yeah.
As our chats point out, early drugs hype. That's right. Link the drug dealer. Actually, it's more like the drug mule when you really think about it.
Well, it was in Zelda's chest, so what does that say about her exactly?
She's the supplier. She's all the way up on the food chain.
So they're still gonna want more than just this one bomb here, because Kakariko has a few items locked behind bomb walls, so they'll definitely try to kill some more enemies in the sewers. Hope for another drop or two.
Yeah, because particularly at this stage of the game, knowing the competition, it's easier to farm a couple times hoping to get some bombs than having to run down and purchase bombs in Kakariko Village.
Yeah. At the very least, they have a lot of money, so if it comes to that, they can definitely buy them. No problem.
I guess ChristosOwen spinning on the ropes here. Now, interestingly, Mike the V opting not to farm as many of the ropes. Oh, the hammer! Early item hammer!
That's an interesting item, too. It actually won't unlock anything by itself right now, but could be important.
No
or will
item
be
in-
important when they get a few more things.
Right. No item in the game has more dependencies than the hammer. So, yeah, they'll need hook shot and or gloves to really unlock its potential. But
Yeah.
let's see, we got the burrito, we got a full heart container, and the mirror.
The mirror. Nice. That's a fun item to get in Escape too. It's even more fun if you can get it before Zelda, because you can actually mirror with Zelda back to the entrance to the dungeon. So
save a whole lot of time off Escape. Both of these guys, even though they were farming for bombs, they're still both going to get a sub 6-minute escape. Impressive.
Silver arrows. Wow. That was a loaded escape.
No kidding. Mirror, hammer, silver arrows.
And mushroom even, too.
All right. So which item's going to end up trolling them, Josh?
I don't know. At this point, they have a lot of the tools they need.
But interestingly enough, they still cannot fully complete a single Light World dungeon.
Chris there just got a bomb drop stuck in one of the trees. But yeah, they'll be setting up tree rupee pulls here and checking the lumberjack item.
And it is the Master Sword.
Interesting.
So I have a feeling, unless Aghanim is otherwise required, the best we're going to see in this run is Tempered Sword.
Yeah.
I take that back. I forget. This is not progressive swords.
Yeah,
I've been playing too many. So yeah, it is still possible for them to find the Butter Sword by itself, because this is not...
yeah, this is a version 18 logic.
Yeah. Find the bombs on the tree.
I don't know if Chris set up the 4 kills to be able to do that, so we'll see. Oh, there's 3 bombs down here anyway, so it's not a huge deal. No, Chris set up a different kill amount, so he did not get those.
In response to the questions in the chat, yes, they're still on the old logic, because the tournament started on the version 18 logic, and it will continue on the version 18 logic, just to keep things fair all around. And I believe it's possible for them to change it if every single member of the tournament agrees, but until then, it's going to stay on version 18 logic. So down in the basement here, finding some rupees and some love, but not much else.
The rupees are still good to get, but certainly, bombos, that could be important.
Yeah, you'll never turn down a medallion until you have the opportunity to check Meyer and Trock for what's required.
Yeah. Bombos is even more useful because it can potentially get you through Ice Palace without the fire rod.
That's right.
So,
wow, we got more love in the well here. There's
the ice rod.
Yeah. So if we know the ice rod will not be trolling us today, as it is wont to do.
And the tempered sword. Nice.
So we're gonna see some real nice boss kills now. Then.
Yeah, both of these players are really good at the bosses in this game. Particularly Mike. I think Mike can show off some really cool ones, like the Argus Zero Cycle kill.
Yeah. Finding upgrades in Chicken Hut, but yeah, we still. So our runners need the bow to complete Eastern Palace. They'll need the book to get into Desert Palace at the moment. There's alternate ways in, but they'll need both the book and a fire source to fully complete it. And they'll need a lift upgrade to be able to get to Tower of Hera. So we're still, even though we've had a bunch of really powerful items already in this seed, it's not amounting to much yet.
Yeah. They still get to the check Hylia and the dam, though, so we'll see if something important comes up there.
And just money on the library shelf. They will not be coming back here either.
Or to the maze game.
Nope, just a piece of fart.
So here at the dam, if they realize it, they can do a nice little time save involving the mirror, where you can, if you're in an indoors, non-dungeon area... Oh, this is interesting.
Oh.
Chris doing fake flippers here to turn in the mushroom.
I have yet to see a runner do that. That is really cool.
Yeah. It's a little faster than getting here just from the sanctuary to do it that way. But yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, fake flippers is when you stand a pixel away from a screen's edge, jump into water, and scroll the screen at the same time. You'll be able to swim without the flippers on the new screen.
Now, interesting, Christos gets a bottle. And neither one of our runners was able to check what item Sick Kid had in their first trip through Kakariko Village. So... But, you know, he's going to go do the dam and Moldorm Cave first. And both will probably fake flipper to the hobo as well.
Yeah.
Wonder if we'll see one of them choose to do Ice Rod Cave and the other not.
Mike has the nice sword beams for the Moldorm Cave, which are always fun. Christos actually forgets he has the mirror here.
No block erasure.
Yeah.
So mini Moldorm Cave is... Oh, there's another bottle, so there's no real advantage there for ChristosOwen, having gotten the bottle from the witches.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of bees. Is this a Wizrobe seed? VTorp program, this one?
Yeah.
So, doesn't look like Mike the V is going to Ice Rod Cave, but what is on Lake Hylia Island?
We shall see. A blue rupee. Nice.
And therefore Lake Hylia Island will be ignored for the rest of this run.
We'll see if Chris decides to check Ice Rod Cave after this. He usually does not, especially without boots, so I'll expect he does the exact same thing Mike just did.
And Mike waking up the hobo, and he says, "If I give you these 5 rupees, will you go away?" And Mike says, "You just wasted my time." Another question from the chat. Yes, in this version of the logic, getting hit during fake flipper will count as a death. That has been changed in the newest version of the logic to where if you get hit while in fake flippers, there's a potential for a soft lock if you press a directional button after you get hit. So the best thing to do is if you're going to fake flippers, let go of the controller, save and quit.
Yeah. You have a little bit of time to still be pressing the D-pad while the game tries to put you back on land, but after it puts you on land, it fails to find where you should actually be on the land. And if you touch the D-pad from there, you will infinite scroll. It's not a good time.
Mike the V finding out that Sahasrahla has cleaned out a safe deposit box of everything good, just finding about 26 rupees in there. So they could take a gamble on Eastern Palace right now and hope to find something in there. They could check Agana's Cave. Mike the V, nice, using the bomb strats to set up the fake flippers.
Yep.
But
Chris going to check Sick Kid, I believe.
And that may be the way the seed is pushing them right now, because they are running out of options very fast here with the items that they have.
They can go fight Ganon, but they're probably not going to want to do that until they've pulled out all the other options. Boots.
Ah, the boots.
That's nice.
The sick kid's in bed because he gave himself a concussion running into too many walls. He says, "Here, take these. I can't handle them, man." Now ChristosOwen can hit the bonk rocks over here. But this seed might, in fact, be pushing them to Aghanim.
Yeah.
Who in this version of the randomizer still does not shoot any blue balls, but he does in the latest version. Christos finding the fire shield, a highly underrated item in my humble opinion.
So they can check Agana and they can check Ice Rod Cave. And it looks like Chris is going to check one of those right now. It's like he's going for Agana.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's really a percentage difference between the two of them.
Yeah. You can also check what the ledge item is.
True.
Even though he can't get to it yet. He'll know. Oh, wow.
The flute. Christos, you don't have the book, my friend.
Wow. And Mike just going straight into Aghanim's Tower.
Yep.
Avoiding the checking this cave or Ice Rod Cave altogether.
Now this could be a huge, not a huge, but it could be a significant time difference should, in the unlikely event that Aghanis Cave has something significant like a lift upgrade.
Yeah.
No, don't save him quite yet.
The
There's
book!
the book! Oh!
Oh, wow. So he immediately gets to go do desert and get the flute. That's a huge...
Absolutely, and the flute will give him access to Death Mountain without a lift upgrade. And he'll be able to complete most of Tower of Hera because he won't necessarily have a fire source, but
Yeah.
this is significant.
And with the hammer, he can also access East Death Mountain, which has a boatload of items. So
That's right. So it is possible that Mike the V is making a mistake here. And again, it's not a mistake based on his knowledge,
yeah,
but it's a mistake based on what we know. It's real easy to sit here and say, "Oh, this is a mistake," because we're not the ones actually, behind the controller playing.
yeah. I mean, his decision's a good one.
Yeah,
Because
I agree.
Yeah, both items are out of the way. Chris really only came to desert, I think, because he thought he had the book.
Right.
And so it ended up being kind of a happy accident.
What will also be interesting is to see what item is on the pyramid, because that could be significant as well.
If it's the Moon Pearl, then Mike's in business. So we'll have to see.
And that's what makes a randomizer race so much fun to watch. Is when our runners start to diverge in their routes. That's what can start to build the excitement here. Christos yet to find anything terribly significant in Desert Palace. He's about to run out of options here too, because he doesn't have a fire source. He cannot complete the dungeon, but he can get his flute, which may be more important at this point in time.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Aghanim saying bye, Felicia.
The cane!
That's gotta be Kane!
Wow! I was not expecting that item at all.
Not at all. Unusual for the big red cane to be this early in any seed. But there it is, and there is the flute. So Christos has got two potentially vital items Now remember, it's entirely possible that the flute is not required, because remember, we will have 3 Dark World dungeons that are pendant dungeons. The only time flute is required is if Misery Mire is required.
Yep.
But the flute will certainly help in his overworld traversal.
And allow him to access Death Mountain right away. Okay, so we get a map check from Mike.
Turtle Rock, Pod, and Swamp Palace. And Skull Woods is number 5.
The hook shot. So that wasn't a waste of time at all.
Really. No, not at all.
He'll be able to do a faster Death Mountain than Chris is going to have here when he gets around to it, so... But where's Mike off to now? Oh, to check Bomb Crux.
He's going to be disappointed. Well, not really. Oh, so Shovel.
That's a nice item.
Yeah.
Fetch quest.
Here you go, Sonny. I buried something in the Haunted Grove. Go find it.
So we'll look at Mike here. Is he gonna... Okay, he's going into Eastern, maybe?
The Flippers are in Spectacle Rock Cave. That's another... So we've had our runners significantly change their routes, and there have been significant items each way. But ChristosOwen looks like he's getting the better of the deal so far.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned earlier, Josh, Christos is going to have all of East Death Mountain closed off to him because he does not have the hook shot.
Well, he can get there. It's just going to be a different route.
That's right. That's right, yeah. Because he has the hammer.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
He'll be able to go in the Dark World here and then mirror up to Hera.
Wonder if he'll try Super Bunny Cave without the Moon Pearl.
He won't be able to unless he gets the mitts.
Yeah, I told you I'm fired. Why am I even talking? Piece of fart from the heavens. Now, this could work out for Mike V going into Eastern if the bow is in the vanilla dungeon, which it can happen.
Yeah, can happen, but it's unlikely. It could be something else. We still haven't seen Moon Pearl or mitts or gloves or anything, so.
Mike V getting the quick clear on that room. And yeah, he's only got a couple more chances here for some worth out of Eastern.
Yeah.
Not looking great right now. The big key will be in its vanilla location, so he's gonna have to wrap all the way around. While Christos has hit. I've been paying as much attention, Josh. Has he got an item already from Tower of Hera?
I am not entirely sure. I don't think he has.
Because we got the question of whether or not he's going to have to come back with a fire source later.
He will, because I think he's found both the map and the compass at this point. So, well, no guarantees that he'll come back, but he'll definitely have to keep that in mind.
Yep.
You don't want to forget you have an open chest here.
Nope. Oh, Christos getting the bank shot back down the hole.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing he'd probably rarely miss if he was on his normal TV.
So Mike the V knows that he can't complete this dungeon, but he's probably hitting. Yep, he's hitting up the rupees
Yeah.
so he can go to Zora. So Troll Dorm does not troll Christos, although I guess you could say that the tower trolled him because he did fall down once. There's the Ether Medallion. Could be important. We don't know what medallion is required for Misery Mire yet.
So Mike is going for Ice Rod Cave, and he's going to put Zora in with it, probably. If I had to guess.
Yep.
Yeah. And we know that's probably not going to come up well for him. Aghanim will be like, I think, the last place for him to look.
Yeah, he may actually do Aghanim before he does Aghanim. It takes a death there.
Oh.
That is unfortunate, but that's also because those darn crabs do way too much damage.
Yeah, the crabs are the most powerful enemy in the light world.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird.
Christos checking Moon Pearl.
Wow. Okay, so that's he thinks he can come here, but you don't have the gloves, or mitts rather.
Well, if it's in keeping with the way he's been playing so far, the next chest he opens is going to be the Titan's mitts. So.
Yeah. Forget you have an item, or forget you don't have an item, then open the next chest, and there it is.
Well, there's Quake. Well,
Quake.
Christos doesn't care what medallion Misery Mire requires now. He's got them all.
It's actually nice when you get all three early. You don't have to worry about checking.
So, big cave here in Death Mountain's got a piece of fart, piece of fart, piece of fart. Wow. One more. The powder. And the mint. Oh, wow.
Oh, man. That's something.
Whew. Wow, and you see how one single decision early on can have absolutely massive consequences for the rest of the game.
So now he's Fire Rod and Hookshot away from Go Mode already.
That's right. And we're only 27 minutes and 45 seconds into the game, and he's 2 items away from Go Mode.
And we already know where the Hookshot is, so...
Right.
It's a pretty standard location, so I doubt he'll go too long without checking there.
Zora not bearing any fruit whatsoever from Mike the V.
I'm pretty sure... Oh yeah, he needs bow too, I forgot the bow. Yeah. Chris does. I forgot they hadn't gotten that yet. They do have silver arrows, but no bow.
Yeah, it's good. So I have found myself doing that on multiple times. I'm doing commentary. Oh yeah, that's right. They don't have the bow. They just got the silver arrows.
Yeah.
All right, so Christos now can get 1 item in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah.
He'll also be able to check the item on the floating island. I don't remember what that was. There's the cape. Opening up Bumper Cave for him. Mike the V sees the flute on the ledge, says, all right, let me go check Aghanim before I go in here. What are the odds of having the book right next to Desert Palace anyway?
Pretty poor. I'm pretty sure this is the last place Mike's been able to check, so...
I agree.
He's probably not feeling too good right now.
No, probably not.
So we got Chris gonna make a hype cave check here.
Come on, chat. Hype Cave. Let's go. The original Hype Cave. He's got a bottle, which is always nice. The bow! Half magic!
Ah, the red boomerang.
And the red boomerang. Much Hype Cave this time. Half magic and the bow.
Yeah, those are pretty significant upgrades. The bow especially, you can't beat the game without the bow. So now he's a fire rod and hook shot away from being in go mode.
As we were saying, right?
yeah.
We just said that.
We just said it a little early.
Christos going to check Bombo's tablet here. And it's just 50 rupees.
Oh, he's off to look in the mire area. This is interesting.
Saying, oh wait, I forgot to go in.
Yeah.
He still doesn't have a fire source, so he's not going to be able to complete desert, but if he finds the lamp or the fire rod in either this cave or checkerboard cave, he will be in business, and he'll be able to do a double clear. He'll be able to clear mire and desert back to back, should he find one of those two items.
Yeah, without the fire source, I suspect his next play will be to Dark Town, where you can do thieves.
Yeah, and he's even got the hammer to full clear it. And it's just like you're in his head, Josh.
Yeah, that's exactly where he's going. He's not doing pod because he doesn't have a fire source at all. Like, doing pod with without the lamp is fine for most players, so long as you have the fire rod. Because there's one particular room downstairs, the turtle room, that is an absolute pain.
Oh yes.
If you don't have the lamp or the fire rod.
Not only that, pod is a pendant dungeon, which does not preclude clearing it. Don't get me wrong, we have seen many times when pod is a pendant dungeon, it still has a progression item in it. So the virtue of its 5 unique items makes it relatively likely that can occur.
These is a good place to check, though. You have 4 items, potentially. And it's a crystal dungeon.
Yep.
You have to visit most places in the dungeon just naturally as well, so... Go ahead with what you were saying, Ryu.
Well, no, you hit the nail on the head.
Okay,
is that regardless of whether you're doing a full clear or not in Thieves Town, you pretty much have to hit all of the same rooms.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because you have to go upstairs to blow up the floor to let light in to Blind's room to even be able to fight him. So.
Yep. Mike the V getting the shovel from the old man. Only my military friends are going to get this joke, but make sure you spray paint the whole thing black before you give it back. So... Wow, nice room there by ChristosOwen. I think he missed getting hit by about a pixel there, and good hell room too, even though he takes the hit.
So Mike does have the hook shot here, so he'll be able to, after he clears out all this and finds a bunch of goodies, he'll be able to do the entire hook shot cave, which Chris was only able to check the 1 item.
Yeah.
And if that has fire rod in it, then that could be an important find, or will be an important find for Mike.
Absolutely, because he's already been up there, and the odds of going back before you have to, you're gonna want to save that for last. Because it's other than Skull Woods, I think Christos can complete every dungeon that's left right now. So he needs the fire rod for that, but he can clear everything else.
Well, he needs a fire rod or a lamp for a few of them, like Meyer and Desert.
But he can clear Bombos without, or with Bombos he can clear Ice Palace.
Yeah.
My God, I'm fired. Mike heading up to Tower of Hera now. It would be interesting if the fire rod was in Hera basement.
Yeah, and lamp was elsewhere, forcing them
Right.
to reuse it with a lamp. Yeah, I was just thinking that could be interesting for sure.
Be very trolly. Very trolly. This is why I think the red shield is an underrated item, is because you can block all of these fireballs from blind. You know, not that you really need it, you know, when you're at these guys' skill level. Speaking of the lamp.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So that possibility stands. Fire Rock can be in her basement.
Without a doubt. And let me look. Pod, Swamp Palace. Nope. Can't be on the pedestal because Turtle Rock is a pendant. So there will be no pedestal hype this game. There's the power glove. It's so bad.
The downgrade gloves. Yep.
Regressive gloves. Christo's almost blown himself up trying to make the hole in Bomb Hut there. Gets $20 for his trouble.
Not sure what Chris is going to do here. Maybe do digging game and then do the blacksmith stuff.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to do your standard South Dark World route. Oh no, he's not. He's making a liar out of both of us.
Yeah. Chris can get creative with his routing sometimes. Be unpredictable.
He'll also be able to check both Old Stumpy and then mirror back to the Light World and dig up the Haunted Grove, so...
I think the reason he's doing this is because he can get the purple chest and flute with it. He doesn't need to stay in the Dark World, so that's the reason he's checking these items without it. And since he's already checked Bombos earlier, he doesn't need to be in the Dark World there to get back to check Bombos.
Where is Mike headed?
Oh, that is a good question.
Night Cave. Possibly.
He'll get his bow.
There's not much in Alec Baldwin's digging game for Christos here. But he is heading up, and yeah, now he's going to do the Froggy and Peg game. Probably Bat, too, and Lunchbox, so...
Yeah, he'll be able to clear all of this out, which is really nice.
Christos searching for the hook shot and the fire rod. Meanwhile, Mike is really only looking for the fire rod.
Yeah.
Did he not get the flippers up on Death Mountain?
Which room were the flippers in? Or where were they?
Spectacle Rock Cave.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he might have forgotten because he went east and came around to... Oh, okay. I see what he's doing. He doesn't need to. It's actually a smart, well, potentially a smart play, because he actually doesn't need them. Because Swamp is a pendant.
That's true.
So he's figuring he'll just save time and fake Flipper to ice.
Smart. Very
Yeah.
smart. Boy's wicked smart.
Yeah, the only thing is if Fire Rod is in Swamp, well, he's got a problem on his hands. And he'll have to go back up and get the flippers to be able to enter the dungeon.
Alright, Batcave just holding an arrow upgrade. So it's down to that Fire Rod. Where is that pesky Fire Rod, boys and girls? It could be in the lunchbox here. ChristosOwen is certainly hoping for that.
And he'll be able to mirror with it, flute right to 7, and turn it in super quick. Normally that chest is kind of frustrating because you can't dash while carrying it.
Right. If you get a lot of times, you'll see if runners get it early enough, they will leave a bug net in the lunchbox. But a lot of times, you'll see runners take it south and leave it on one screen, run over to Hype Cave, grab Hype Cave, then pick it back up 2 screens later, and then take it over to Gary. So,
yeah. Chris doing the early Skullwoods check. This is a typical Christos play here.
Hey, if it start running out of places for the item to be, could be in its vanilla location.
Yeah, he reasons that this is a good gamble because if you lose it, you don't waste too much time. Skullwoods is pretty quick to check. Yeah, but if you win it and something good is in this dungeon, you've probably saved a lot of time over your opponent. A lot of people do not like to check here, so.
It's about the trolliest thing this seed could do right now, though, would be to have Sahasrahla holding the Fire Rod. That's about the only real good troll I think we could have left. Other than Turtle Rock. Because with the right configuration of keys, you can actually find the Fire Rod in Trock.
That would be pretty brutal. I've only seen that a handful of times. It's pretty rare for Fire Rod to be in Turtle Rock because of the key layout having to be exact.
Mm-hmm. I've got to think Mike the V's heading into Steve's Town here after he checks the bomb hut.
Oh, for sure.
And you're right there.
So Chris knows his little trek into Skull Woods didn't pan out, so now he's going to check the North Dark World items.
Yeah. That's right, we have not yet seen what's on Bumper Cave. Christos is checking it right now, and it is just a piece of fart.
You'll be able to check the ledge, heart piece at the graveyard, and King's Tomb, though, so. And then I imagine he'll also cross over and look at Catfish and or the pyramid.
You got to think Christos knows that, particularly at this point, I haven't checked the pyramid yet, and this is a version 18 logic seed.
Yeah.
Odds are pretty good that the pyramid's going to have something significant. But other than that, our runners are not... They're not terribly far behind in items or crystals, but Christos has checked so much more of the overworld at this time because Mike the V went and did Aga 1. Just bombs in the King's Tomb.
Chris with poor mirror warp placement there. He's wasting a little bit of time getting warped back immediately.
Yeah, if you don't do it just perfect, sometimes the light world will reject you. Go back where you came from. So it looks like Christos is going to hit up the Quake Fish here.
This is very out of the way, so...
I don't believe that Christos has checked Zora yet, so you got to think he's going to loop back around.
Yeah.
Or warp to Zora as well.
Well, this will keep him away from Pyramid even longer, though, so...
It's true.
Because coming to the Light World here and checking Zora, you got to figure he's going to save and quit out of that.
Yeah.
He's not going to be looping around back to this Dark World portal.
As not an expert runner of this game, I don't understand why you wouldn't just go ahead and grab that piece of art in a rando run. I mean, it's 2 seconds. I don't know. That's
yeah. A lot of us good players we think we're too good for it, essentially.
Now, again, it might be a matter of respect to your opponent as well, though, because thinking, as good as my opponent is, those 2 seconds could be determinative, because it's not out of the realm of possibility to have a fanfare snipe.
So I wonder what Chris is going to do here. Okay, he's coming to this warp, and this is actually still probably kind of bad for him, because he's going to go in pod.
Hey, the only way it would be good for him is if the fire rod's in pod.
Yeah.
Ooh, that rhymed.
Oh, no, he is going to check Pyramid. Or no, he isn't. I'm confused. What the hell are you doing?
As am I. Is he going to Eastern first? But why would you route it this way?
Has he not been in here?
Did he not? No, okay.
No,
he did not check Hazrula's safe deposit box.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so he left the portal there so he can run and do Pyramid right afterwards.
Okay, yeah. Oh, now he's making sense to me. I thought he had already checked these chests. But...
A lot of runners do. I think it was odd that Christos didn't, but obviously it has not hurt him yet.
Yeah.
Bam, and he's going to go check Pyramid, get his hook shot. Yep. Of course, he didn't know it's the hook shot, but...
Of course, this might take him to Death Mountain to look in the hookshot cave, which we already know from Mike isn't going to have what he's looking for. It's going to be a bit of a waste of time for Chris to be looking there. Even though it's a good thing to look there. It's still a waste of time, given what we know.
And there's the hook shot on the Pyramid. He's got it. I think you're right. I think he's going to flute right to Death Mountain here.
Yep. So Mike doing North Dark World check. They actually might end up being kind of close to each other. Because I figure Mike's going to go to Catfish after this. And then he's going to be kind of in the same situation Chris is in now.
But Chris has a significant advantage in overworld locations checked. Although Mike is catching up here.
Yeah. After Catfish, I think they might be close to...
Yeah.
Well, there's
Except
a few.
Yeah, Mike won't have done the South Dark World route. He won't have done the Digging Game and Frog and the Lunchbox. Neither one of our runners has checked Spike Cave either, so...
Yeah.
And Christos will definitely be able to do that here. He does have the cape, making it a whole lot easier.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially with half magic.
Yeah. They wouldn't even be able to do it right now with their heart count without like a fairy and ball or something.
Right.
If they didn't have cape.
So Mike looks like he's going to go ahead and check the mire area. Now I wonder here, is he just going to go ahead and clear it since he's here and do the mire and desert double clear because he's found the lamp?
Yeah, that is interesting. I don't think it would be a bad play to look in desert at all. To just go ahead and clear it, but
yeah.
Mire can be slow.
True. But regardless, yeah. There's going to be some backtracking in that darn dungeon.
Yeah. So here he is, yeah, doing desert. I can't remember if land molas have something or not.
I can't either.
I guess we'll see.
Spike Cave not really helping Christos out at all.
Yeah. We already know Ice Rod Cave is not going to have anything, since Mike checked here earlier.
Yeah. So as I mentioned before when I've been doing commentary, what is it with the Fire Rod and Canis Samaria that seem to be the items that troll our runners the most often?
That's a good question. I don't know. Personally, I find Ice Rod's the trolliest just because it can be anywhere, just about.
True.
But in a seed where Turtle Rock is a pendant, it definitely shifts to other items.
Oh, Mike, with 0 cycle landmillas there, 3 silver arrows, they are toast. However, their item is underwhelming at best.
Chris coming here, too.
You got to think in the interest of time, is he going to go ahead and do Mire, or is he going to come back to it later when he can do it in go mode?
I have no idea. I would probably still hold it off. It's not slow to backtrack to Mire if you need to get here.
True.
But we'll see.
Yep, he's going to flute away, and is he going to do ice?
I think he misfluted, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he's going to finish Eastern, maybe? Yeah.
Yep.
Which I can't remember if Armos had an item or not either.
I believe it does.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think they found all 3, I think he found all 3 dungeon items.
Very nice execution from Mike there on getting to Eastern to super speed.
Christos using the Ice Rod, which does just as much damage as the Fire Rod to Landmos, but is twice as hard to hit him with because of the delay in the swing.
Yeah. The Ice Rod beams are really... they're just weird. Weird to control well. And aim well.
You got a question from the chat. Did they already check pedestal? Doesn't matter. Nothing. The only item that they're looking for right now is the Fire Rod, and it cannot possibly be on the pedestal. So,
yep, you need the Fire Rod to beat Trinex, the boss of Turtle Rock. So that's Pennant in the seed. So now here's an interesting difference. Christos is gonna... he hasn't come in here yet, so he's gonna have to full clear it. Whereas Mike has already been through. So he can just go straight to Armos.
So after you clear Eastern here, Josh, you're playing this game. Where do you go next? Do you do a full clear of Ice Palace? Do you do a full clear of Mire? Or do you dip into Pod or Swamp?
Oh, man. I would definitely probably do a full clear one of the Pendant Dungeons. Or one of the Crystal Dungeons.
Yeah.
Because you have to do them anyway. I'd probably lean towards Mire, because you have to look for the big key anyway.
Right. Meanwhile, Ice Palace is less than half the time in go mode as it is for a full clear.
Yeah. Although Mire can be a really fast go mode too if you get like Bridge Big Key or something.
True.
So.
Alright, so nothing interesting from Armos. So our runners are pretty evened up here. Now you notice that Mike the V does not have a cape, but as we've seen, that's not really relevant because there's no needed item on Bumper Cave, so...
Yeah. So I'm not sure what play Mike is making here.
Hera Basement? Or maybe he's getting the flippers to
Chicken Swamp.
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly it. Now, if he's up here, if you're going to grab these flippers anyway, do you go ahead and run into Hera Basement? I don't know.
I don't know either.
You're at a point where you're running out of locations. Christos taking advantage of the fact that Eastern Palace is one of, if not the only dungeon where you can use spin speed in.
Yeah.
Of course, he's using hookshot speed, but same glitch.
Yeah.
Really.
So Mike is climbing Death Mountain again.
Now this would... Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not sure if he's going to do Spike. No, he's not. Well, he can't, I don't think, unless he has something, some healing item in a bottle. So I'm thinking he's actually going to check the basement here.
Oh, he's got to check the tablet too.
Yeah.
So actually, that makes him even more likely that he'll dump into Hera because he has to come up here anyway to check the tablet.
Yeah, he's not fluting away. So, oh wow, come on, Mike.
Oh, Dead Rock's troll. Nice that it's right next to a screen transition so he can reset the position.
I thought he'd cleared all of this out, so I'm curious what he's...
I thought so too, but maybe we're conflating the two runners in our head. Okay, just a single arrow on the floating island here. He's going to go ahead and open up the Turtle Rock portal, which he's clearly not going to need. Christos bombosing the entrance to Eastern Palace out of frustration, I think. Where is this darn fire rod?
You might not check these chests. It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think he did. Christos checking his map. Might be thinking about a YOLO into Mire here. Yep, that's exactly what he's doing.
So Mike does have a fairy in a bottle now, which I still think can't get him through the Spike Cave unless he heals a little bit more. Yeah, I guess Mike didn't do all this stuff like I thought he had.
Nope. Shows what we get for thinking. Because I was with you. I was with you, man.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to waste time to get the silver arrow, much to everyone's chagrin. Or not the silver arrow, the single arrow, much to everyone's chagrin, on the floating island. And the Lionels. Yeah. What are we playing? Breath of the Wild, where the Lionels kill you all the time?
It is notable how little health they have. And no armor upgrade this late in the race. So he's mirroring here. He's going to check.
Yeah.
Basement.
Now, if this is Fire Rod,
it's a huge play.
Absolutely.
He takes the lead if this is Fire Rod. But it can also be in Meyer.
That is true. We just saw one. I just saw a red rupee here in Meyer, so that's one down. Only one more to go because there are only 2 items in Meyer. And, you know, the tile room here this is a good 40 seconds.
Yep. And so this is why runners always hope for map or compass in this room, because
That's right.
it is a pain to check.
All right, Mike lights the torches and finds. Drum roll, please. Just $20.
So much for that.
Yep. Chat, when I said that's a good 40 seconds in there, chat says more like a bad 40 seconds. That's true. Point. Definitely a point there.
Now, I don't think he can... Oh, he has the cape.
Yeah, that was in Hookshot Cave.
Oh, okay,
So-
yeah. So he's just gotten it. Cut kind of close there, aren't we, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah.
So now it's down to it's really down to a bunch of trolley locations for that fire rod to be at this point. Because you're either going to be full clearing Ice Palace or a pendant dungeon. No, there it is.
Oh, wow. And
Wow.
Mike is going into ice. So
But meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, ChristosOwen has activated Go Mode.
yep. Which this is an interesting situation. They still only have 9 hearts. So this some of the late game stuff could be pretty difficult.
Right?
I would be surprised to see mistakes and deaths come
One
from
hug
this.
from Ganon.
Yeah.
and they're sitting at 2 hearts.
Yeah.
But you got to think though that Mike is going to be doing a full clear of Ice Palace here, and Christos is going to take, you know, as I was mentioning before, less than half the time to clear this dungeon that Mike is.
Yeah.
And Mike will still have to full clear Misery Mire, with the exception of one chest, because the fire rod was in the big chest, so he's going to have to find the big key and open the big chest. And Silver's on Vitreous here. 1 hit per on the little eyeballs, 2 hits on the big eyeballs. That's it.
Yeah. Pretty straightforward. With silver arrows, at least.
Interesting. Okay, no, never mind. He is doing bomb jump. I misread the crystal switch there.
They do have bottles and powder and bug net and everything, but like I was saying earlier, these top guys think they're a little too good for all that stuff. So you're not going to see them use it. Any of that.
And also you're not going to see either one of these guys again. You know, sort of like we were mentioning earlier, Josh, that they know how good their opposition is,
Yeah.
and that 20 seconds it takes to flute over to the witches and buy 2 potions is not a risk they want to take with their opponents. So you're going to see here while Mike the V is searching chests, you're going to see ChristosOwen just bypass all of them and just blaze a trail straight to Cold Stare without even needing to open a single chest.
Yeah. This is a particularly fast dungeon because of a trick called Ice Palace Bomb Jump, which I think Mike has already done. You'll see Chris do it here in a couple rooms. Allows you to manipulate the switches so you avoid a lot of, pretty much the entire puzzle at the end of the dungeon.
At a massive time save.
Yeah.
I remember I was playing a seed one night and I was having awful trouble with the bomb jump. I don't know why. So I said, all right, forget it. I'll just do the dungeon vanilla. And I'm going through the dungeon and realizing I don't know how to do the dungeon vanilla.
Yeah.
Oh,
after you learn Ice Palace Bomb Jump, it's pretty hard to go back.
Yeah. Christos down to 1 heart here. As you were talking about earlier, getting down to the late game here. And remember, this is the dungeon that you find the blue mail in vanilla, so this is where the enemy damage starts to ramp up.
Now, I said they'd be unlikely to use any safety items, but I actually wouldn't be too surprised if Chris grabs a fairy before going to Cold Stare here, because dying to Cold Stare is just the worst.
Without a doubt. And there's a...
No, it's not going.
He says YOLO.
I don't know if he's used his fairy in a bottle yet.
I think he may still have a fairy in a bottle.
Yeah.
This is one of the few times where I am glad that we don't have audio. Because Christos is beeping.
Yeah.
And gets the corner trap on Cold Stare, but tough to keep him there with Tempered Sword. Yeah. But again, he could afford to take that risk having a fairy, so.
And you see how fast Go Mode Ice is compared to Full Clear. I mean, Chris beat it before Mike could. When Mike went there, well before Chris did.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike going with the Bombo strat, which is a good strat because you preserve more magic than 8 Fire Rod shots, and you can fall back to the Fire Rod.
Yeah.
Or wait, no, he doesn't even have Fire Rod. I forgot.
That's right. Yeah, which means he had to kill all the freeze orbs. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Please tell me he's got a fairy, because I know he's used one already. Please tell me. Oh, no!
No. Yeah.
Oh.
This seed is being so stingy with health and armor upgrades. Yes,
and as you mentioned earlier, Josh, a death in Ice Palace is one of the worst dungeon deaths to take because of how long it takes to get back to him.
Yeah. Thankfully, in speedruns, it's often even worse because you don't get half magic and you use the Fire Rod on the first phase, and you're out of magic and you need magic to get through the first room. So not only do you have to go all the way back to the dungeon, you usually have to leave and get magic.
Yeah.
Luckily, that's not the case here.
Christos just blazing through Skullwoods, pun intended, because he's got the Fire Rod and half magic. Why wouldn't you spam Fire Rod through it? And this will be Christos's last crystal here on the boss, for my money, that is the trolliest in the game.
Oh, wow.
He's
He's still got his fury, though. But after this, he's done.
That's right. Alright, so it's going to turn out to be a relatively fast seed here. Christos, go ahead.
Andy laughing at Chris for dying to Mothula in the chat.
Alright, so as Christos begins to climb up Death Mountain to Ganon's Tower, there is a tradition in the Randomizer tournament. So chat, there are 22 chests in Ganon's Tower in which the big key can be found, or could possibly be found. Which number do you think it's going to be today? Josh, you got a guess?
I'm going to go with 7.
Lucky number 7, I will say 17.
17.
17. It's going to be a long Ganon's Tower today.
Now, I do know that Chris likes his right side gambles, so we'll see what route he decides to take.
I'm wondering if at this point, if he feels that he needs to take a gamble. He's heading into Ganon's Tower at an hour 12 minutes.
Yeah.
But then again, knowing your competition, we're in the round where everyone left in the tournament is a killer. So,
yeah.
Mike the V finally heading into Misery Mire. He's going to be very, very happy to find his fire rod. Unfortunately, barring some significant mistakes on the part of ChristosOwen, it's going to be a bit too little too late. But we might get a bird toss here. We will not get a bird toss. So we don't even get that as a consolation prize. So in the chat says, I call this seed the squishy link seed. You're not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, this is still a rough situation for Chris going through Ganon's Tower with this few.
Without a doubt.
Hearts.
But as we've seen, unless there's some mail upgrades here in Ganon's Tower, it looks like they're going to be doing Ganon with possibly a 10 or 11 hearts and no mail upgrade.
And yeah, see, Chris is doing his strat here, where he checked that room above the hookshot gaps room, and now he's coming back right side.
A lot of people call this the Dark Magician strat. I don't know if he's the one who first came up with it, but trying to swag the cane there, but didn't quite work out. Still looked cool.
So my 7 guess failed. We'll see how 17 goes.
Like I've even lost count here watching Christos and his execution here on the in Ganon's Tower and waiting for Mike the V to hit his fire rod and go into go mode. There's
oh wow. Yeah. That was chest number 11?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Would have been 2021 if he'd gone the standard route. But that this is without a doubt, this is Christos's game to lose at this point. Because remember, Mike the V still has to go through Skullwoods after this.
Curious if Chris is gonna get the fairies. That 4 hearts going in the gauntlet is a tough time. 3.
Call it 3 now, yeah.
Yeah, the seed has just been stingy. Yeah, he's just switching to bombs.
Yep. I don't blame him at all. We've already seen him take a couple deaths. Again, you know, he had a fairy, so that was good. But he takes the fairies, but does not actually bottle them up. So, or doesn't even bottle up one of them, as I meant to say.
Yeah.
So here we are, an hour 15 minutes into this race, and Christos with a commanding lead here, all but insurmountable at this point. But this has been an amazing race. Mike the V is one of the finest randomizer runners, and certainly has nothing to be ashamed of. But if you guys have been enjoying this race, as I know you have been, take the time to follow Mike the V and ChristosOwen here on Twitch. Follow Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 for more episodes of the 2017 Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament. We are down to the Elite 8. So we are getting down to the very best players in this tournament. And if you weren't hyped before, better get hyped now or you don't have a pulse.
Yeah, all these matches are between the best. It's very good players.
And, you know, execution-wise, these two guys are very, very close on execution. And as you've seen here, the determining factor was not anybody's execution, but it was simple decision-making. Mike deciding... Now, again, it was a gamble. You know, Mike decided to go ahead and do Ganon 1 early on.
Yeah.
We knew that was the wrong answer at the time, but based on the information he had, it was a good choice. Just didn't turn out the way he wanted it to.
I think Chris might have made a different choice than checking Aganon, or Agana, rather, Agonon's Cave, which had the book. If he didn't think he already had the book.
That's true.
So that was him getting very fortunate with a mistake, really. That's how it happens sometimes in Randomizer, though.
Chris not checking anything. Will he validate? Probably not.
Lately he's been just placing a bomb or doing a cane block kick or something.
So Mike is going to be... Oh, Kane O'Brien in the validation.
Wonder if he opened it looking for a male or something, because this is still...
Yeah.
Like, Ganon can just wreck you. So.
Is it 6 or 8 hearts per hit with the green
it
nail?
It is 8 hearts if you touch Ganon's sprite. So he's dead if you touch Ganon's sprite, basically. Does an insane amount of damage. And most of his other attacks do 4 hearts. He can only survive one of those. So.
He doesn't need to worry about Aghanim shooting any blue balls because they are not present in this version of the randomizer, but they have been added back in the latest version. But all players have the same RNG chance of getting blue balls. So I would be more concerned about Ganon if they didn't have the silver arrows.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a Ganon with silver arrows, so much less likelihood of Chris biting the dust here. Although Ganon hugs are the best hugs. Oh! So there goes one hit. Now these fire bats, all right, he got the dodge. Now he's got a tempered sword. He's got one more round of fire bats here. Definitely going to be using the hook shot to avoid them. And does almost... Ooh.
Yeah.
Almost took a hit to Ganon there.
The good thing about now is that, for good players, it's pretty much over at this point with silver arrows.
Right.
And, you're rarely going to see something significant happen from here.
Yeah. Even for mediocre players like myself, once you get to the final stage of Ganon with silver arrows.
Yeah.
Oh, 1, 2. Yeah. Didn't have enough room to get the third.
There it is.
There it is. GG's to ChristosOwen. Once he gets into the Triforce room, we will give you his official Speedruns live time. So that is game 1 to ChristosOwen. He will be playing game 2 of this match tomorrow, I believe. Yes, tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. is when game 2 is scheduled. But ChristosOwen's official Speedruns live time, 1 hour, 20 minutes, 33 seconds. Pretty fast seed here. But just great performances all around. Neither one of these runners, we can't point to anything that said this was an error. This was a critical error that either one of these players made, with the slight exception of Mike dying to cold stare.
Yeah.
I will see if we can get Mike in here. Or Christos, I'm sorry. Try and get Mike in here as well, but meanwhile, Mike the V starting up Ganon's tower, and I mean, he's easily going to get a sub 135 here. So, still nothing to be ashamed of.
We'll see if he goes right side. We know that's the correct move in seed.
Yep, shall see. He is.
I wonder if he knows that this is what Chris does, so... He's actually going to powder. He's going to wait in the tile room.
Oh, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
It's interesting that fairy does not disappear. Like every other fairy in the game will eventually except for the placed ones, like in the fairy rooms. So,
Yeah.
and we are joined by ChristosOwen. Christos, congratulations on your victory here in Game 1.
Thank you. It's a huge win. I'm very relieved. I was very nervous this game, actually.
Yeah, well, as we've been saying this whole match, we're down to the Elite 8 of the tournament. Every single competitor left is an absolute killer, including yourself. So you've got to be concerned about your competition.
Oh, absolutely. Every small error I was making, I was like, damn, Mike won't be doing that.
Yeah.
And it took me forever to find the fire rod.
Yeah. That was both of you guys' last item, was the fire rod.
I was beginning to think maybe I missed it, or then I was thinking, which pendant dungeon shall I hit? Because I didn't expect it to turn up in my eyes, to be honest. I was just going to do what I could. But I got pretty lucky with Ice having the fire rod, Maya having the fire rod.
So one of the most important plays that happened was you two were, in the early game were down to Ice Rod Cave, Agana's Cave, or doing Aganon. And you chose Agana's Cave.
No, I didn't. Well, I did, technically.
Yeah.
But I didn't mean to. I normally avoid that, like, to play Gandalf's Red Cave. But Yeah, I thought I had the book.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Yeah, that's what we thought. Because you went up to read the tablet and we're like, hey, he doesn't have the book.
Yeah, so I wasn't planning on reading the checking Aghanim Cave at all.
Yeah.
And then I was just going to go into desert because I got the boots, so I could guaranteed check everything except for land molars in desert. So I was like, it's a pretty good place to go. But didn't realize I didn't have a book. Saw the ledge item, was like, flute, right, I'm going to go grab that. And then, yeah, realized in my menu, and I was like, wow, I'm going to look stupid now if I save and quit. So let's check back in the cave. And then I almost save and quit after it, because I wasn't expecting that to be anything either. And then it was the book. I was like, well, I guess I'll go in desert now. What did desert have? We had the flute, didn't it? I guess.
Yeah,
the ledge, yeah.
And
Was anything else in there that was... Samari was in there. I guess that didn't help early game, though.
Yeah.
Oh, so what did Mike do then?
So Mike did Aghanim, which... You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so that gave him early hook shot.
Yeah, that did give him an early hook shot.
That took me quite a while to find. But then I guess you couldn't go anywhere with it.
Yeah.
You didn't have gloves.
But I figured Aghanim probably would have been what you'd chosen to do had you not realized had you not thought you had book.
It would have been.
Yeah. So it was kind of a lucky error, lucky error, rather.
I made a couple of those this run, actually. I thought I had something when I didn't. I can't remember what the other one was now.
Yeah, we noticed that too. Oh God, what was it?
Oh, I tried to do the Dark Death Mountain without mitts.
That's it.
Yeah. And then immediately ran into mitts.
Because I was like, oh, I have the mirror, so I was going to put the portal in a better place. And then do Light World, then do Dark World, and then it didn't work. It was quite nice not having to do Turtle Rock or Swamp or Pod, i.e. the pretty long dungeons. So.
Yeah, it was very interesting that we noted in the beginning that hey, we're gonna have 3 Dark World dungeons that our runners are not gonna have to complete. Wouldn't it be great, if it was like Turtle Rock, Yeah.
But I did some pretty silly things. I guess, yeah, actually that was a huge payoff for me. Luckily, the desert thing, I guess, if that meant Mike did.
So what we were noticing is that both of you took a couple of deaths due to the fact that there were no mail upgrades and pretty much right up until the end, not too many health upgrades either. Noted that you took the fairies in Ganon's Tower. How did you decide to do that? Because as you mentioned about your competition earlier, what made you decide to go ahead and take those extra 10-15 seconds?
I knew I would have died if I did that. I was on like 3 or 4 hearts by the time I got to Ganon Bridge, and I was thinking, I actually forgot I had powder, but even then I would have had to have made it 3 Mimic Room gauntlets, and I didn't have a fairy at that time because I'd already used it. Also, I'm really sorry, Josh, about Marthula.
Yeah, that was something.
So I played really poorly from Go Mode onwards. Basically, I had Ice Palace and the rest of Maya to do. Both of them were pretty sketchy. Ice Palace was awful. And because I knew I had a bottled fairy, I was like, I'll just die in Cold Stare and use it here, but somehow didn't die.
Your opponent did, unfortunately, die to Cold Stare without a fairy.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a real painful place to die.
Yeah.
I guess at least he didn't have to farm magic. Well, I'm assuming he found half magic as well.
He did.
Yeah.
Okay.
He also
Still,
didn't
though,
have
that's a good time loss.
He went into ice looking for Fire Rod and Sudmire, and so you gained a good bit on him there too.
Oh, he went into ice before Maya. So it has more chests, but with the items we had, we could guarantee complete both, and you need to look for the big key in Maya anyway. So I felt like that was the better decision.
Josh remarked on the exact same thing while that was going on.
Yeah, great lines.
Yeah, indeed. So Mike the V is in stage 2 of Ganon right now. So, and you nearly gave us all a heart attack. Getting hit once by the fire bats, and then Ganon warped almost right on top of you. So
yeah, my hands were sweating in that fight. I was just expecting the done from Mike, like any second.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'd like you to comment on if you would care to, Christos, is particularly at this stage of the tournament when you know how good your opponent is. Are you when do you start waiting for that dot done?
As soon as you're in Ganon's tower, well, that's for me. Basically, as soon as I'm on the way to Ganon's tower, I'm like glancing at the IRC, like, uh-oh.
Okay, so you do leave your IRC up. I do know a lot of runners choose to minimize the IRC until they've completed the run. Mike has just defeated Ganon here. We will check his time and try to get him in here as well.
I'll be surprised if he was to join.
Yeah. Well, I think you got to try, and commentator / journalistic integrity.
I think I've heard Mike talk once since I've known him, and I've known him for like 3 years. So.
It is completely the runner's prerogative whether they want to get on or not. So now, Mike says shameful display in the IRC chat. I'm going to call BS on that because other than the completely understandable death to cold stare, he didn't do anything wrong during this run. So I'm just gonna have to say that right now that he has absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. So,
but yeah, we still have more matches to play at this point anyway.
Yep, Game 2 tomorrow. So
right here on Speed Gaming 2 at I think 4:30
p.m.
4:30. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a brilliant segue, Josh, just like you were throwing it to me. So, ladies and gentlemen, just remind everyone that there is more 2017 Link to the Past Randomizer tournament action coming your way here on Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2. As we were just mentioning, Game 2 of Mike the V versus ChristosOwen tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Should Game 3 be required, and no offense to you, ChristosOwen, but I'm hoping that it is because Game 3 hype will be Thursday at 3:00 p.m. Eastern, and then coming up on Friday, starting Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern on Speed Gaming, we will have Wolfie 83 versus the world record holder ACMLM. Game 1 of their match will be Friday at 9 p.m. and Game 2 will be Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So lots of more Link to the Past Randomizer tournament action coming your way. But also right now over on Speed Gaming 1, the OG Speed Gaming, we have the Metroid Zero Mission tournament going on until 6:00 p.m. Donkey Kong Country tournament coming on at 7:00, and then we have Zelda 1 randomizer starting at 9 p.m. over on Speed Gaming. So lots of not only Link to the Past randomizer tournament action coming your way, but also other great speedrun games. So before we sign off and give ChristosOwen a chance to say something before we sign off, follow these runners here on Twitch. Amazing performance from both of them today. And just Christos, what else do you have to say?
Not sure how I follow that. That's a lot of information, pretty well said. Just thank you for commentating, guys, and be sure to tune in to the next match tomorrow and enjoy all the other stuff that's happening.
It does not look like we are going to get Mike the V in here, which we pretty much figured was going to happen. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching, and I have been Phantom Ryu, and Josh, go ahead and sign us off for the night.
Yeah, good night, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the race.
See you next time, everyone. Good night.